Hello viewers, I am Mithun Samanta. Today I have come before you with another important video on English. Mainly in today's class, I would like to discuss before you one of the important chapters of English grammar, that is subject-verb agreement. If you like the video, if the class helps you little bit, then you must subscribe the channel, like this video and share this video among your friends. Basic principle. Singular subjects need singular verbs. Plural subjects need plural verbs. My brother is a nutritionist. My sisters are mathematicians. My brother is a nutritionist. My sisters are mathematicians. In these two sentences you see, my brother, it is singular, that's why it has taken singular verb, that is. My sisters, in the second sentence, it is plural, that's why it has taken are, plural verb. So the basic principle in the case of number 1, the indefinite pronouns anyone, everyone, someone, no one, nobody are always singular and therefore require singular verbs. So, two examples I have given before you. Everyone has done his or her homework. Somebody has left her purse. In these two sentences you see, everyone has done his or her homework. Here the subject is everyone, that's why after this has been used. Somebody has left her purse. Somebody is the singular, that's why has been used. So here the basic rule is that someone, no one, nobody are always singular and therefore require singular verbs. Some indefinite pronouns such as all, some are singular or plural depending on what they are referring to. Some indefinite pronouns such as all, some are singular or plural depending on what they are referring to. Two examples I have given before you. You see, some of the beads are missing. Some of the beads. Here, some of the beads. Some is deciding the verb, that is are. Next, some of the water. Some of the water. Here, some of the water. Water, you know, it is uncountable noun, that's why it is considered as singular, that's why is. So here the rule is some indefinite pronouns such as all, someone are singular or plural depending on what they are referring to. Is the thing referred to countable or not? Depending on that, the verb is decided. I shall go to the next rule. On the other hand, there are indefinite pronoun none that can be either singular or plural. It often doesn't matter whether you use a singular or plural verb unless something else in the sentence determines its number. Writers generally think of none as meaning not any and will choose a plural verb, as in none of the engineers are working. none of the engineers. Here none of the engineers are working. Here none of the engineers, this subject is playing the important role in the case of deciding the are verb. But when something else makes us regard none as meaning, not one, we want a singular verb, as in none of the food is fresh. None of the food is fresh. Here food, it is playing an important factor, food. So none of the food is fresh. Here the rule is when something else makes us regard none as meaning, not one, we want a singular verb, as in none of the food is fresh. None of the claims responsibility for this incident. None of you claims responsibility for this incident. None of you claims responsibility for this incident. Here none of you claims responsibility for this incident. So here you see none of you. Here the subject is being considered to be singular, and that's why singular verb has come, claims. None of you claim responsibility for this incident. None of you claim responsibility for this incident. Next sentence, none of the students have done their homework. So in this last example, the word there precludes the use of the singular verb. So none of you claim, here you is being considered, none of you claim as plural, that's why plural verb claim. None of the students have done their homework. None of the students have done their homework. Here students is deciding the verb have. Students plural, that's why plural verb has come. Next, in this last example, the word there precludes the use of singular verb. In this last example, the word there precludes the use of the singular verb. So none of the students have done their homework. None of the students have done their homework. Next, rule number 2. Some indefinite pronouns are particularly troublesome. Everyone, everybody, listed above also, certainly feel like more than one person, and therefore students are sometimes tempted to use a plural verb with them. They are always singular, though each is often followed by a prepositional phrase ending in a plural word. Each of the cards, thus confusing the verb choice. Each, too, is always singular and requires a singular verb. Each, too, is always singular and requires a singular verb. Here you see the example. Everyone has finished his or her homework. Everyone has finished his or her homework. Here everyone is being considered as singular. Next, you would always say everybody is here. This means that the word is singular and nothing will change that. Everybody would always say, you would always say everybody is here. This means that the word is singular and nothing will change. Next sentence, each of the students is responsible. Each of the students is responsible for doing his or her work in the library. Here the word each This is playing the important factor in the case of the verb is. Next, don't let the word students confuse you. Means by watching the word students, you need not be confused that here are should come. The subject each, and each is always singular. Here the subject is each. Each is the singular. That's why each is responsible. Rule number 3, phrases such as together, with, as well as, and along with are not the same as and. The phrase introduced by as well as or along with will modify the earlier word mere in this case, but it doesn't compound the subjects as the word and would do. The mayor as well as his brothers. The mayor as well as his brothers. So here the rule is if there is as well as. If there is as well as. Here in this case, mayor is deciding the verb. The mayor is deciding the verb is. The mayor as well as his brothers is going to prison. In the next sentence, the mayor and his brothers are going to jail. But when mayor and his brothers have been joined by and, here you see brothers is deciding the verb are. So the rule is if two phrases or two nouns are joined by as well as, then the first one decides the verb. In the case of and, if two phrases or two nouns are joined by and, then the last one. I would like to read the rule again. Phrases such as together, together with, as well as, along with. In these three cases. I would like to repeat. Together with, as well as, along with are not the same as and. Means and is little bit different from these. In the case of these, singular. In the case of these, the verb is decided by the first one. The phrase introduced by as well as or along with will modify the earlier word mere in this case. Means the first word mere in the sentence is deciding the verb is. So if two phrases or two nouns are joined by as well as or along with or together with, then the first one will decide the verb. But if two phrases or two nouns are joined by and if they all together become the subject, then the last one will decide the verb. As in this sentence we can see his brothers, it is plural, it is deciding the verb are. Here plural verb are. Now I shall shift to rule number 4. The pronouns neither, either are singular. I would like to repeat. The pronouns neither, either are singular and require singular verb even though they seem to be referring in a sentence or two things. So neither, either are singular and they require singular verb. Here you see the example. Neither of the two traffic lights is working. Neither of the two traffic lights is working. Here neither is deciding the verb is. Neither is deciding the verb is. Which shirt do you want for Christmas? Which shirt do you want for Christmas? Either is fine with me. Either is fine with me. So either, this is deciding is. As either it is singular, that's why is verb. Is is singular. In informal writing, neither, either sometimes takes a plural verb when these pronouns are followed by a prepositional phrase beginning with of. This is particularly true of interrogative constructions. Have either of you two clowns read the assignment? Are either of you taking this seriously? Birchfield calls this a clash between notional and actual agreement. Here you see, have either of you, have either of you, have either of you, are either. See, before either have has been used. Here before either are has been used. Why? I have already told you in the informal writing. In the informal writing, I am repeating, in the informal writing, neither, either sometimes takes a plural verb when these pronouns are followed by a prepositional phrase beginning with of. So if they are followed by prepositional phrase, here you see after either there is of. In this sentence also, have you either of between notional, it is a prepositional phrase. Here also of you, prepositional phrase. In that case, in this case, before this the verb which comes, that is plural. That is plural. I think it is clear. My brother are going to sell the house. Either my father or my brothers are going to sell the house. My father or my brothers. Here the last one, brothers, is deciding the verb. But here we can see either my fathers or my brothers. So here or has been used. But in this case, in this type of sentence, the last one, my brothers, is deciding the verb are. Neither my brothers nor my father is going to sell the house. So here nor has been used. Nor has been used. And before nor, either my brothers, and after nor, my father. And here the verb which has come, that is singular verb, because father is deciding the verb. Father is deciding the verb. Father is deciding the verb. In the next sentence you see, are either my brothers or my father responsible? Are either my brothers. So as it is near my brothers, that's why my brothers is deciding the verb are. So here we can understand, if nor or is used, the subject closer to the verb determines the number of the verb. So the verb will be singular or plural, that is decided by the subject which is closer to it. If nor or is used to join as conjunction. Next, is either my father or my brothers responsible? Here you see, as father is near, that's why is. Because a sentence like neither my brothers nor my father is going to sell the house sounds peculiar. Neither my brothers nor my father is going to sell the house peculiar. It is probably a good idea to put the plural subject closer to the verb whenever that is possible. So here you can understand, whenever if I say the sentence like this, neither my brothers nor my father is going to sell the house, this is sounding peculiar. We can change, we can say neither my father nor my brothers. I can write are going to sell. I can write in this way also. But as father is near, that's why is verb. Next, the words are here are never subjects. Rule number 6. The words there and here are never subjects. There are two reasons for this. Here two reasons. It is deciding the verb. Here the rule is the words there and here are never subjects. There are two reasons for this. So two reasons, it is plural subject. And two reasons is deciding the verb. There is no reason for this. No reason. No reason is deciding the verb is. Here are two apples. Two apples is deciding the verb are. With these constructions called expletive constructions, the subject follows the verb but still determines the number of the verb. So the subject follows the verb. Here we can see the subject is coming just after the verb. With these constructions called expletive construction, the subject follows the verb but still determines the number of the verb. Means they are determining the number of the verb. Two reasons, plural, that's why plural verb are. Rule number 7. Verbs in the present tense for third person. Singular subjects he, she, it and anything those words can stand for have s endings. Other verbs don't add s endings. I would like to go to the example. If I discuss the example, then this definition will be clear to you. You look at the example. He loves and she loves and they love. He loves, she loves and they love and dot dot. So here you see he is the singular. That's why it is taking singular verb. And here in this connection I would like to discuss before you. Subject. If there is s at the end of any subject, that is plural. For example, boys. If I write boys, if boys is subject, then if there is s, we must know this subject is plural. But in the case of verb, it is just opposite. If at the end of any verb there is s, like goes, it is singular. It is singular. So if there is s at the end of any subject, we should know, we have to know that it is plural. If there is s at the end of any verb, it is singular. Subject, in the case of subject and verb, it is just opposite. So in rule number 7, the same thing has been discussed. If the subject is singular, it takes singular verb. If the subject is plural, it takes plural verb. And I would like to also mention, if there is nothing at the end of the verb, main verb, that is actually plural. Suppose if I give example, give. Give. Here is no s and es. It is plural verb. But if I write gives, it is singular. Rule number 7. I am explaining again. Verbs in the present tense for third person, singular subjects he, she, it and anything those words can stand for have s endings. So if the subject is he, If the subject is see, it. After these, if any verb is used, in the case of present tense, there must be s or es at the end of the verb. Rule number 8. Sometimes modifiers will get between a subject and its verb, but those modifiers must not confuse the agreement between the subject and its verb. I would like to explain. That's why I would like to explain the example. The mayor who has been convicted along with his 4 brothers on 4 counts of various crimes, but also seems like a cat to have several political lives, is finally going to jail. So here you see the mayor. After the mayor we can see a comma. After the mayor we can see here a comma. And again in between there, who has been convicted, then words are there and it is finished here, leaves. After leaves also comma. Then here the subject is, the verb is. Actually is has connection with mayor. Is has connection with mayor. So the rule of 8 is sometimes modifiers will get between a subject and its verb. So who has been convicted along with his 4 brothers on 4 counts of various crimes, but who also seems like a cat to have several political lives. So it is modifier. Sometimes modifiers may come in between a subject and a verb, but these modifiers must not confuse the agreement. Means that's why we should not be confused. We must not be confused to decide the verb. Sometimes, rule number 9, sometimes nouns take weird forms and can fool us into thinking they are plural when they are really singular, and vice versa. Consult the section on the plural forms of nouns and the section on collective nouns for additional help. Words such as glasses, plants, pliers and scissors are regarded as plural and require plural verbs unless they are preceded the phrase pair of, in which case the word pair becomes the subject. Let us see the example, then we shall understand this definition. My glasses were on the bed. My pants were torn. My pants were torn. A pair of plaid trousers is in the closet. So whenever a pair is coming, then trousers are becoming singular, a pair. That's why singular. That's why singular. But whenever only glasses, pants, then plural. So here the rule is, some of the words, sometimes nouns take weird forms and can fool us into thinking they are plural when they are really singular, and vice versa. Consult the section on the plural form of nouns. You have to consult plural form of nouns to understand these in better way. And the section on collective nouns for additional help. And for additional help you have to read collective nouns. But the words such as, some words such as glasses, it is the main point, you look at this. Some words such as glasses, pants, pliers, scissors are regarded as plural. These are always regarded as plural. That's why glasses wear, pants wear, scissors wear. But whenever a pair is used before these, a pair, then it becomes singular. Now I shall come to rule number 10. Rule number 10. Some words end in s and appear to be plural, but are really singular and require singular verbs. The news from the front is bad. Measles is a dangerous disease for pregnant women. So, see, at the end of news, we can see S, measles, S. But these words are considered as singular. That's why the rule is some words end in S and appear to be plural, but actually they are singular and they require singular verb. That's why measles is. The news from the front is bad. Measles is a dangerous disease for pregnant women. Measles is. The news from the front is bad. Next, on the other hand, some words ending in S refer to a singular thing but are nonetheless plural and require a plural verb. For example, my assets. At the end of assets also S is there, but assets here it is plural. In the case of news we saw S is there, measles S is there, but they are singular. But in the case of assets S is there, but it is plural. The average workers' earnings have gone up dramatically. So workers S is here, earnings S is here, our thanks S is here. Our thanks, actually it is singular. Our thanks, actually it is not singular. It is not singular. So our thanks go. My assets where, it is plural. Our thanks, it is plural. Average workers earnings plural, that's why have. So we must not be confused. There is S means it is singular. No. In the case of some words like news, measles, in the case of some words, if there is S, they are singular. But in most of the cases when they are S has been used, ES has been used in the sense of plural. To make them plural, then obviously plural verb will come. The names of sports teams that don't end in S will take plural verb. The Miami Heat have been looking. The Connecticut Sun are hoping that new talent. So here you see the names of sport teams that don't end in S. Some of the sports team, they don't end in S, will take a plural verb. For example, Miami Heat, it's the name of a sports team, have been looking. So here is no S, but it is taking have verb. Name of sports teams, in the case of sports teams. Next you see the Connecticut Sun, it is also sports team R. So in the case of, we must remember sports teams, there is no S but plural verb is used. Next, rule number 11. And here obviously you see at before the starting of sports team, da has been used. Rule number 11. fractional expressions such as a half of, a part of, a percentage of, a majority of are sometimes singular and sometimes plural. A half of, a part of, a percentage of, a majority of, they are sometimes singular, sometimes plural, depending on the meaning. When they will be singular, when they will mean plural, it depends on meaning. Sums and products of the mathematical processes are expressed as singular and require singular verbs. The expression more than one takes a singular verb. Let us come to the example, then we shall understand. Again I shall explain the rule. First of all, let me explain the examples, then it will be more clear before you. Some of the voters are still angry. Some of the voters are still angry. Voters. Some of the voters. Voters is deciding the verb. A large percentage of the older population. Older population, here is no S, it is singular, is voting. A large, and a large percentage, it is also indicating that a singular. Next, 2/5 of the troops is deciding where. Next, 2/5 of the vineyard is deciding was. 40% of the students is deciding. 40% of the student body singular, is. 2 and 2 is 4. Here 2 and 2 is being considered together. 4 times 4 divided by 2 is 8. So 4 times 4 divided by 2, more than 1. It is clear, I think. Next, I would like to go to rule number 12. If your sentence compounds a positive and a negative subject, and one is plural, the other singular, the verb should agree with the positive subject. Let us go to the example, then it will be clear before us. The department members but not the chair have decided not to teach on Valentine's Day. It is not the faculty members but the president who decides this issue. It was the speaker, not his ideas, that has provoked the students to riot. So the department members but not the chair. Here you see, where there is not, it is not considered in the case of deciding the verb. That's why the department members is deciding the verb. That's why the department members is deciding the verb. It is not faculty, so not faculty members, it will not decide the verb as here is. I hope viewers, today what I have discussed in this class on subject verb agreement has become clear before you. If you have any query, you must write in the comment section. But I would like to say you watch this video many times, then the content that I have discussed will be more clear before you. I shall be present before you with another educative video on English again in my next class. Till then, take care of yourselves. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.